All right, so everybody knows I just hit record for Tia Chuchas. Thank you everybody for joining us today. My name is Brenda and I'll be your host for the Recycled Mini Piñata program. So today our special guest, our artist for today, his name is Oscar Leal and he's going to be guiding y'all, but I'm going to be here if y'all need anything. And now I'm going to be passing it over to Oscar.
Hi guys, how are you guys doing? Hello. So my name is Oscar. I'm an artist, a freelance artist, and I'm also an artist educator. And I'm super excited to be here with the Chucha celebrating this festival. So we're gonna get started with our mini piñata, okay? So I'm gonna go over the materials that we're gonna need right now. So while you guys are all here, make sure that you guys are double checking your materials. Make sure you guys have everything. So I'm gonna switch my camera. And so you guys are gonna need two rolls of toilet paper. Okay. Make sure you guys got those. You guys gonna need a pair of scissors. Let me adjust my camera. A pair of scissors. Then you guys are gonna need glue. If you guys have glue, that's okay. Or if you guys have a glue gun, or if you can't, if you have one, that's okay. If not, the glue would work. And then a ruler. And then you guys gonna need some kind of twine or hilo or anything we're gonna hang our piñata, okay? And also, if you guys don't have two rolls of paper towels, I mean 2 rolls of toilet paper, but you guys have a 1 roll of paper towels, that's okay. All right, so you could do either or. All right, so does everybody have that? Give me your thumbs up so I can make sure that everybody has all those materials. Yes, we're good? Perfect. Oh, and one more thing. Newspaper. If you guys have newspaper or tissue paper, okay? Either or would work, okay? All right, so we're gonna get started. All right, let me put this aside. Okay. So the first thing that you guys are gonna need, you guys are gonna need 1 roll of toilet paper, your ruler, and something to write on, okay? So make sure we have those going. All right, so we're gonna get started. So the first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna measure 3 inches long. So make sure you put your ruler at the corner of the roll, and then you're gonna measure 3 inches. And then you guys could just press down on the toilet paper roll like this to make sure that you have a nice flat surface to work with, okay? So we're gonna measure 3 inches here, and then I'm gonna do one over here. So when we cut it, we're gonna have a nice straight line, okay? So I measured 3 inches from here to here, and then now I'm gonna cut it, okay? So I'm gonna cut. All right, so this is the first one, okay? Is everybody good? So make sure you flatten it and you measure 3 inches, okay? And you mark it, then you do the other side and you mark the other side. And then if you guys want, you guys can make a straight line if you want to have a nice cut, or you guys could just go ahead and cut where you make those 2 little marks, okay? So once we do this, once you guys flatten it, I want you to turn it and we're gonna make a square, okay? So when you make your first fold, if you turn it and you meet those 2 folds like so, like right here, and then you're gonna open it up and it's gonna be a square, okay? We want a square. Okay. So we have the square, we're gonna put that aside. And then the leftover piece here, we're gonna use it for the head, okay? So I want you to flatten it too. But for this one, we're gonna measure 1/2 inch, so 0.5, okay? So you want to make sure that you measure 0.5, and you're gonna make a little mark, and then with the ruler, you're gonna draw a line from one corner to the other corner, but we're only measuring 0.5 in one corner, and then we're just gonna draw a line like that.
Oscar, I think we have a question.
Yes.
I think we lost you on the, how thick do we make the top, the head? You
Okay.
said it was 0.5.
Yeah. So so you were here, right? So
Yes.
this was the roll, and we cut it, right? So 0.5 only on one end. We're not this should be, I think this is about an inch, but we're not
Oh,
cutting.
okay.
This is about an
That's
inch.
where I
So-
was lost. So it's 1 inch, and then from the 1 inch, it was 0.5 to make the diagonal.
Right.
Okay,
So-
perfect.
So this is 0.5, and then this is just whatever measurement you have, because we're just gonna leave it like that. It's close to an inch. So then you're gonna cut, you're gonna use your ruler. Also, if you guys have questions, we could do interactive, so you guys could unmute yourself, and then you could just say, "Hey, Oscar, I have a question," and that way I'll be quicker to respond, because I'm using my hand, so it's kind of hard for me to go back and forth. But yeah, so just make sure you draw a line there, and then we're gonna cut on the line, okay? All right. Then we're not gonna use this, so put it away.
There you go.
Here.
There we go. So you should have, so right now you should have, this is gonna be the body, and then this is gonna be the head, okay? So we're gonna put those aside, because we're gonna use them later. And then we're gonna grab our second paper roll, okay? So we're gonna grab this one, and this one, we're gonna flatten it again. Okay.
Head.
And then I'm gonna show you guys a cheat sheet that I did, but I wanna make sure that we do this part together. And if you miss anything, I'll show you a cheat sheet, kind of like an outline of what the measurements are, okay? But if you guys have any questions, go ahead and let me know. Okay, so we're here, right? So make sure you flatten the second one. And then for the second one, grab your ruler. And then we're gonna measure 0.75, okay? On one, so 0.75, 0.75. So we're gonna need two of these, 2.75s. These are gonna be the legs. So we wanna make sure that we cut two, okay? 0.75, 0.75. And then if you guys wanna make a line all the way across, you can. I'm just making little marks, but if it's easier for you, you can make the line all the way across. 1, 2, right? So this should be 0.75, 0.75. And I know this, if you guys, so two of these, okay? And then we're gonna cut these, and these are gonna be our legs. So these are gonna be our legs. So we're gonna put this aside, okay? And now we're gonna cut the ears, okay? So for the ears, we're gonna do 0.5, so 1/2 inch for this one, for the ears. So grab your ruler, and I'm gonna do 1/2 inch. I'm gonna mark one corner, and then I'm gonna mark the other corner. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just draw a line, so we have a nice straight cut. Okay. All right. And then we're gonna cut this. So right now you should have this. Can you guys see that? Is that facing the right way? No, this, right? So we have our body, which is gonna be the 3 inch, which is the first one that we cut. Then we're gonna have our head. So one side is gonna measure about an inch, the other one's gonna measure about half an inch. Then we have the two legs, and those are gonna be 0.5, and we need 2. And then we're gonna cut our ears, and those are gonna be 0.5. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should have 5 pieces. Does anybody have any questions? Am I going too fast?
Yeah, you can slow down just a little bit.
Okay. Everybody good? Give me some thumbs up. Good? Everybody good? Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do, we're going to put it together. Okay. So we have our body. We have our head. And then we have our 2 little feet, and then we have our ears, okay? If you guys are using glue, I would suggest that you're probably gonna have to hold down your once you glue your pieces, you're probably gonna have to like maybe put some pressure on it for like maybe 30 seconds. So make sure that they glue well. Or if you have a glue and if your parents are around, you guys could use a glue gun, okay? All right. Okay, so for the feet, so first we're gonna glue the feet, okay? So we're gonna grab one
Oscar?
feet. Yes. Yeah.
I think you kind of lagged it for a little bit. I think you froze.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? The reception's a little bad. I don't know if it's my end or your end, but let me know because I'm gonna have to go back and repeat it.
You're good now. You're good now.
Okay. So we're gonna have our body and then our 2 legs right here. And then for the legs, we're just gonna fold them in half. Like so. That's gonna be 1 leg. And then we're gonna grab our second leg. Right? So you should have the 2 legs and then the body. Just move stuff around. Okay. So grab your glue. And then we're gonna glue our legs on. Okay. All right. So you want to kind of glue them. We're gonna glue one towards the beginning. So you guys could use your finger. So if you use your finger as a measurement, so you use your finger and then you're gonna say, okay, we're gonna do one there, and then we're gonna do the other one over there on the other side. And then you're gonna glue the legs like so, okay? Like this. So like I said, if you're using glue, you might have to hold it for maybe 30 seconds to make sure that it glues well. If you're using a glue gun, it's probably gonna go a little more faster, but we have to wait for the glue to dry. And if it's easier, you could press it down like so, like how I'm doing, and just kind of press it, and you can count to like 30 seconds. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 21. Okay, it's gluing. And then I would only maybe put your fingers in the center because the legs are gonna fold up, okay? So we don't want to glue all the entire leg. We just want the kind of like the center to be glued. Okay. All right. And then once they're glued, make sure you kind of turn them like this and make sure that they're on there pretty well. And then make sure that they're in a straight line. So you want to make sure that the leaves of the legs are kind of like lined together. I think one of mine is a little off. So again, if you're using glue, you might have to kind of hold it for a couple more seconds to make sure that glues really well. All right. Okay, while this dries, I think I'm gonna put some hot glue on this one because it doesn't want to work with me. Okay. Okay, so while that dries, we're gonna grab our ears, which was the ones that was 0.5. Okay, so grab that. And then we're gonna turn it into a square. So what I like to do, so you have it like this. So if you join these two corners like so, and then press on this side, so it becomes a square. Is that good? Does anybody have any questions? Let me see. Please let me know. Anyone have questions? Okay. You guys could use any glue, but like I said, like the Elmer's glue, you just kind of have to press down a little bit on the pieces to make sure that they're well glued. Okay, so once we're here, so you guys did your square. So first, it was that oval, and then if you join these two together, right, like that, and then press it down, and then open it, it becomes a square, okay? So now from here, we're gonna press down on one end, like so. So we're gonna build like an M, like that.
Can you show us that step again? You froze a little bit.
Yeah, hold on, let me cut another piece, okay? Okay, so you're here, right? So you got your 0.5 for the ears, right? It's just, okay. Okay, so it's just here, right? It's flat, right? So we're gonna join these two corners together. So we're gonna grab it, press it together, and then we're gonna make it flat again. And then if you open it, those two corners, this should be a square. Okay, and then from here, we're gonna turn it into an M, okay? So from here, we're gonna go here. And all you have to do is press down and push those those two corners together, only one, and then you open it up and it's like an M. All right, so we got that. All right, so now, so these are gonna be our ears, and these are gonna be so now we're gonna grab our head. So grab the head, the one that's gonna be 0.5 here, and then it's gonna be about an inch over here. Okay, so from here, we're gonna do the same thing that we did to this one. We're gonna go here, right? Here. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna press it down, and then we're gonna fold it in half, like that. Right? Okay, and then we're gonna open it. We're gonna open it, and then right here at the end, the larger side, you're gonna press it and you're gonna fold it like that. So it looks like this. It looks like a T. With the shorter side at the end. All right. Is everybody good? Give me a thumbs up. Am I going too fast or what? Or you guys are good? All right. Camila, do you have any questions? You could unmute yourself and then I could tell you. If you,
You're going too fast.
I'm going too fast. Okay, so where are you? What step are you at right now? Let me see. Okay, so you're at the head?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so let me do the head again, okay? Hold on, let me cut another piece. So I have something to work with. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me cut another piece because I
Yeah,
cut
I
too-
think that's what happened to us. We ended up with one that ripped.
if one that rip, you should have the extra when we cut the legs and the head, you should have an extra a little extra piece of a little extra piece. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna say, okay, so we have our head, right? Right, and our head's gonna look like this because remember we kind of cut it in an angle, okay? And then you're gonna fold it in half. Okay, so it's flat right now, and then I'm gonna fold it over, and then it's in half, right? Okay, so we're gonna fold it in half, okay? And then we're gonna open it up, and then we're gonna pinch the center. See how I'm pinching it with my nails? And then the side that's taller, you're gonna bring it in. And then it's gonna look like a T. Right? Let me do that again. So we're here, right? We're gonna fold it over, right? Okay. And then we're gonna open it up. And then you're gonna pinch the center. And then the side that's taller, this side, you're gonna push it in. So when you push it in, you're gonna create a T. It kind of looks like the Tesla like logo, right? It's a T, okay? Like so. Are we good? We're good?
Yes, thank
Yes.
you.
You're welcome.
You.
You're welcome. If you guys have any questions or I'm going too fast, just unmute yourself and tell me, hey, can you repeat this step? And I'll do it again. All right, so we're here. And now we're gonna grab our ears, right? So we have our ears and then we have the head. And then we're gonna slip the ears inside on the taller side, like so. Let me put it to the side so you guys can see it. Okay, but we're gonna have to go back and glue that. I'm just showing you how we're gonna do that, okay? So it's gonna go like this. So the shorter side goes in the front because this is gonna be the mouth. And then the higher side goes on the back, right? Let me do that again. So we're here, right? We have our little T. We're gonna open it up. And then we're gonna grab our ears and we're gonna slip them in. And then you're gonna have this kind of triangular shape. And then the bottom is just gonna be kind of flat. So when we glue, we're gonna have to glue on the sides, okay? So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on each side before I slip it in again. Okay. So I got it. I'm gonna slide it back in there. And then with your fingers, just kind of push on the side of on the side where you put the glue to make sure it's nice and glue, okay? All right, so then that's after you do it, that's what it should look like. Okay. So we have the body and then we have our head. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. All right. So once we do this, I'm gonna check to see if my body's nice and dry. Right? So we're gonna stand it up, right? And then we're gonna attach the head right here in the corner. So if you put it, if you put it to the side, it's gonna go like that.
Oscar, do you mind if we do a quick check?
Yeah.
All right. How's
How's
everybody
every-
doing? Go
How's
for it.
everybody doing? Anybody have questions? If you could unmute yourself and you could ask me and then I could answer it right away. Everybody good? If
Is
you're
the
good,
bot is the body upside down, like with the legs up?
well, I'm showing you, I'm putting it flat on the wall, on the table so you guys can see what it looks like. But when we glue it, we're gonna glue it like that, like this.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so right now I'm just doing it like that because it shows better on camera, like on the side. So when we glue it, when you glue the head, you're gonna put the glue right here. Right, so it will be actually the bottom of the ears, right? And then you're gonna glue it kind of towards the end of the body. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So these are my ears, right? And my head. So I'm gonna turn it over and I'm gonna put the glue right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and attach it to kind of the end of one of the toilet paper roll. And then I'm just gonna press it with my fingers inside like so. And then if you need to adjust the feet so your piñata stands like straight, you can. So when you glue it, once you glue the body, that's what it should look like. And then when I'm gonna put it on the side so you guys can see a profile how it looks. Can I see? Okay. Can you guys give me some thumbs up so make sure that you guys are good and I could continue with the rest. Oh, nice. I like that. Andrea, how's yours coming along, Andrea? Adriana, how's yours coming along? Good? Okay. Edgar, you're good? Oh, I see it. It looks nice. Edgar, great job. Alejandra, how's it going over there? Good. Okay. Camila, how are you doing? Oh, nice. It looks good. Great job, everybody. Okay. So now we're gonna put this aside and we're gonna start cutting the papers, okay? The ruffles are gonna go around, okay? So we're gonna put this aside. And then for this side, you could use newspaper or you could use tissue paper, whatever you want, okay? If you wanna make the piñata different colors, you can. So this is gonna be, let me show you how it's gonna look. So this is the one that I made out of like newspaper. Okay. And then I made another one using tissue paper. Right? And then you guys can see, you guys could play around with the color. It could be all one color or it could be multiple different colors. That's fine. Okay. Today I'm gonna focus on the newspaper one. But in this step, it's the same step. If you want to do this, or if you want to do this, it's the same steps that we're gonna do. It's just a matter of like what type of paper you want to use. Okay. All right, so we're gonna grab our newspaper. So we're gonna grab our newspaper and then we're gonna fold it in half. And this one's already folded, so I'm gonna leave it like this because because it's easier to cut. All right. So I'm gonna fold it in half. And then another half. Okay. And then we're gonna measure, let's do an inch, okay? So we're gonna measure an inch. You could do an inch or 0.5. But I would do an inch just because it gives you more leeway when you cut the paper. All right, so I'm measuring an inch and I'm using my ruler just to get a straighter line. Okay, so I measure an inch from the bottom up. And then I'm gonna cut that strip, okay? So cut one strip, okay? So we're doing an inch. Okay, and then from here on, we're gonna cut half an inch going in, okay? So on this one, I'm just gonna cut up to the white paper. Okay, I'm gonna leave this the same, okay?
Can we show how we folded it again before the cutting?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm using this paper, and honestly, I'm just using the folds that they already come in. So like this is the way that it came in, right? Like this. But I'm just gonna fold it again, so I don't have to measure it like this long. I'm just gonna do this, and then I'm gonna measure an inch, and then I'm gonna mark it with my ruler. Sorry, this is kind of hard to see because of the print on the newspaper, but it's an inch from the bottom up. And then you cut it, and I'm gonna make a line.
Can you tell us what side is closed, or is it closed on both ends? Your newspaper rolling.
Okay, so like, okay, hold on. So you know when you guys get these papers and it's already kind of like folded for you guys, like you don't really have to do anything, it's already there. Honestly, all I'm doing is just folding it again. Like that. I'm just like making it flat.
Okay.
Yeah, so like honestly, all I'm doing is just like refolding it, just making it easier for me to like make the measurements. Because
Okay,
when
so it doesn't matter that this is open on this end, as long as it's just like this.
yeah, but you want to make sure that you cut like at the edge of the paper. Don't cut in the middle because then you're gonna end up with the fold right here. Does that make sense?
Yes, so we're gonna cut long ways this way.
You want to cut on the corners, whether it's the top or the bottom.
Okay,
Yeah, so like you get the newspaper like this. This is like a whole sheet, right? And then you just fold it and then fold it.
perfect, okay.
So yeah, so
Fold it in
yeah,
half.
so you want to make sure you cut on the corner because we're gonna build basically we're doing the little fringe right here. So
So it doesn't matter that once you do the 1 inch that it's gonna be open, as long as you have a sealed top, because that's what we're gonna glue on to the piñata.
yes,
Perfect, okay, got it.
but once you cut it, it's just gonna become a strip. Honestly, it's just gonna become a strip. Like we're just cutting strips at this point. But the reason I was telling you, I don't want you to cut it on the fold, because if you cut it on the fold, let me show you what's gonna happen. If you cut it on the fold, it's gonna be like this, and then it's gonna be like longer. Does that make sense? Good?
Yeah, makes sense, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so we cut so here we are, right? I cut my strip already, right? And it works, and it actually is better for you guys to leave it folded like this, and then just cut little slits up to the corner, 1/2 inch, okay? So I'm gonna go back, just make sure I'm just gonna fix this paper that I cut earlier. Right? I like to cut on the fold because it's just easier and it saves time like this, because you could just cut on the fold. Versus if you open it up, you're gonna have to cut individually all those little lines, but this is better, I feel. Okay, so you wanna make sure that you hold it nice and tight. And then we're gonna cut about a 1/2 inch in. So I'm gonna go here, 1/2 inch in, 1/2 inch in. And if it's easier for you guys to mark it, you can, like the 1/2 inch going in, or you could just eyeball it. Just make sure that you don't go all the way up, because then you're gonna cut the paper across, like, across. Like, so we're gonna just do like fringe. That's pretty much what we're doing. Here, 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 and then here. So when you open it, once you open it, then you're gonna have this long strip of fringe, like so, right? And then later on, you guys could just like push it up, so you have a little bit of like the ruffling. Okay, and then we're gonna build it from the bottom up. So you wanna make sure you pick a corner. I like to start from the inside, and then you're basically gonna wrap it around, right? And then you're gonna wrap it all the way around into the top. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the bottom. So when I'm wrapping it, it stays put. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue there. And then I'm gonna line it up. And so you want to leave a little bit of room. You want to leave a little bit of paper on the bottom. So when you do the piñata, it's gonna have a little bit of like French on the bottom. And then you're just gonna turn it around. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue and then glue it like so. And then I'm gonna do another loop around. I might do 3 loops depending on how much spacing, because I want to make sure that I cover the entire toilet paper roll. Okay. So then when you do the second one, you got to push the paper higher because you want to make sure that they're stacked. So I'm going to go around again. Okay. So I'm going to cut this because I feel like it's a little too long to work with, because I don't need that much. So I'm going to go around. And then while you guys are rolling the paper, push the paper go higher, so you're building like little steps. Let me just finish this leg and then I'll check on you guys to see how you're doing, and then I'll check see if we have any more questions. And so when you guys are gluing it, make sure you're kind of like tying the paper so it's nice and snug against the toilet paper roll. All right, so I think I just finished here, so I'm gonna glue that end so it stays nice and put. Okay, so that's one leg, right? And then later on, you could kind of like push it up and fluff the paper a little bit, so it has that little bit ruffle feel to it. So that's one leg, and so then we're gonna repeat the steps for the 3 remaining legs. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Everybody good? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna keep going, okay? So I'm gonna repeat the same step for the other leg. So I'm gonna grab my remaining newspaper, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of glue at the end, so make sure that it stays put. And then I'm gonna do this. And then if you were using tissue paper, it's the same thing, the same steps. And then if you were gonna do the tissue paper with different colors, then obviously you would just cut strips of different colors to your liking, and repeat the steps that I'm doing. But I kind of like the newspaper better, just because it's free. Everybody throws it away, and I feel like we could recycle materials and create art. And then I was just talking to Brenda earlier, and I was like, this will be a great like gift. If you guys wanted to put something inside here and gift it to somebody, you just have to seal these up with paper, right? Cover it up with paper so that whatever you're giving or gifting, it doesn't come out. And then you're gonna repeat the same step. So remember, when you guys are wrapping the paper around the legs, you have to push the paper up, so you have the kind of stairway, kind of like the wrap the paper around the leg, so it's nice, and so you could cover the entire leg. All right, so that's the second leg. And then I'm going to turn it over, and then I'm going to work on the next one. All right. Okay. How are we doing? Good. Give me some thumbs up. Oh, okay. Camila, you're using tissue paper? Nice. Okay. How are we doing? Good. Okay. Alejandra, you're good? Okay, good. Adriana? Good. Okay. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Castro? Okay.
Oh no, there's another Castro.
Yeah.
We're under
Um,
this.
Okay. Castro, let me see. There's one with your body. Your body's supposed to be a square. So can you kind of are you able to kind of create a square with the body? So with the body, if you could do it, you can't do it? Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Can you let me see it? Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna go with it, and we'll see how we end up. Okay.
Okay.
Let's just go with it. It should be fine. It should be fine.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. So I'm gonna keep work. I have 2 more legs to do. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So again, like you're working from the bottom up. So I'm gonna grab another piece of paper. And honestly, I think for the entire piñata, you probably need about 2 sheets of like newspaper. You don't really need a lot. And with tissue paper, I would say you probably need about 2 sheets of paper, unless you want to do colorful ones, and then you would need more, well, obviously you would need more paper for the different colors. All right, so I folded my paper like this, and I'm gonna cut again about 1/2 inch in. And then on the corners, you always kind of want to make sure that you cut closer to the folds, because that's where all the folds are. So when you unwrap it, you want to make sure that it's nice and even all the way across, and you don't have a big fringe, or a big you don't have like all your fringe is kind of like around the same size. All right. Okay, so I cut 1.5 inches in, and then I'm gonna wrap it, and then so we got it. So I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna start from the bottom. Put a little bit of glue. If you guys are working with glue, it might take a little longer to dry, but it also works. Okay, it just takes a little longer, but it works. Takes a little bit of patience. All right, so and I like to cut the newspaper, because the longer it is, once you start doing the legs, it's kind of difficult. So I'm just gonna cut it a piece and then wrap it around. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of glue right here. Again, if you guys have any questions, you guys could put them on the chat, or just unmute yourself and just ask me. There's only a couple of us, so we could have a good conversation here. All right, so I'm almost done with this. All right. And then we're also going to create the tail towards the end once we're finished with this, but the tail's pretty easy. And for that, we're just going to need newspaper, okay? So once I glue the newspaper on the leg, I kind of like to push it, like fold it back, so I have the little kind of like fringe kind of look to it, so it's not just like flat on the whatchamacallit, on the leg. Oh, you know what? My leg is coming undone. Let me glue it. Good. Okay. So, all right. All right. So I'm gonna do the last leg. I'm gonna glue a little bit of glue there to start off. And then we're gonna line it up with one of the end, and then go around. And I'm just gonna cut it because it's kind of long. It's kind of hard to wrap it when the paper's that long. There we go. And if you have to glue, put a little bit of glue in between your while you're wrapping it around. I would suggest that just so it's nice and snug and tight against the leg. Okay. All right. So I think I have a little bit of leftover here. Oh, also let me. So right here, you see how I have this right here? So you want to make sure that when you cut your paper, you're leaving the edges at the like inside, so it's nice and clean on the outside. So I left a little bit of my paper was too long. So I make sure that the edge is on the inside of the leg. Okay. There's a lot of noises going on. I'm not sure who's doing who's. Okay. So, how's everybody with? Is everybody done with their legs? Or are you guys still going? Because I would like to, when we start this step, I want to make sure that we all start at the same. So I don't leave anybody behind.
Good. We have 1 thumbs up from Griselda.
Lisa, great. So when you are done finish, when you're done with your legs, give me some thumbs up or let me know that you're done so we could kind of continue and we could continue with the, all together doing the body.
Okay, I see you. Edgar has a thumbs up.
Nice.
Andrea has a thumbs up.
Nice. Okay. All right. So we're just about to start soon here. All right. Camila, how are you doing? Are you done with the legs? Yes? Okay, good. All right, and then for the body, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna cut 1-inch strips, the same. We're gonna repeat the same process, but we're gonna start again from the bottom and we're gonna go all the way across. Okay. So please let us know. Let me know if you are done with your legs, gluing the newspaper or tissue paper around your piñata, and then we could move forward with the next step, okay? I think most of you guys were pretty much done. Okay, so I'm gonna move on unless you're not ready. Let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Okay. All right. So for the next step is the same thing. All right. So I'm gonna measure 1 inch from the bottom of the newspaper, and then I'm gonna do the other side. And you guys could draw a line all the way across. That's okay. I just there. And then we're gonna cut the strip. All right. So now that we're here, we're gonna do 1 inch in. There you go. There you go. And then when you guys are cutting the fringe, I would say probably about just keep the little fringe kind of like small, I mean, you guys could get technical in measuring, but it's French, so you kind of want it to be kind of small, not too small. I would say probably half of an inch, which is what 0.25. I don't know. I don't really know measurements like that, but okay. All right, so we're here. So for the body, the same thing. You want to make sure you start on one of the edges of your piñata. And then you want to make sure that it covers the beginning, that covers this area right here where the legs are, okay? So I'm going to put a little bit of glue and then I'm going to make sure that it's nice and flush against the body. And then we're just going to wrap it around. And like I said, we're gonna leave this like this. If you wanted to close it, you could like close this, but for now we're just gonna leave it like that because once we wrap the paper around, it's gonna cover that area right there. All right, so we're good here. I'm gonna add a little bit of glue, and then we're gonna glue this. All right. And then again, we're gonna do the same thing with the feet. Every time you go around, make sure you kind of pull the newspaper up a little bit. But right here, I'm not gonna pull it because I want to make sure that this is covered. So I'm gonna overlap right here, and then towards the end, over here on this side, I'm gonna kind of pull it up a little bit. So I wrap it around. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit of glue right here. So I'm gonna overlap this because I want to make sure that the front of the piñata gets covered. All right. So now we're here, and this is where I'm going to kind of pull the paper higher a little bit. So, oh, that one glued already. All right. Well, we're just going to go with it. It's fine. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of glue here. And then, okay. Again, if you're using Elmer's glue, just put a little bit so it doesn't soak the paper, especially if you're using tissue paper. So then here, you're gonna take the paper, you're gonna kind of like push it higher a little bit. So we're kind of moving up, okay? Does anybody have any questions? We're good, okay. All right, so we're gonna go high, a little bit higher. All right, I'm gonna go around and then here. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're moving up, and then later on we could kind of like fluff this up, fold like up. Okay. All right. Okay, so now I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so I'm gonna line it up right there, and then I'm gonna wrap it around. Okay. Make sure that you're covering the openings of your piñata. Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna go around one more time. Right here. Okay. And then this is probably going to be the last strip that I'm going to do on the side of the body, and then we're going to start on top. So I'm just going to go finish it off all the way around. I'm not going to cut the paper. I'm just going to wrap it around. Okay, and then here. And I'm just gonna overlap it right here, just because I don't want to cut the paper, and I think it's fine. All right. Okay. All right. How's everybody doing? Good. All right. Can you kind of can you show me your piñata? Just kind of put it against the screen so I can see your progress, please. Oh, nice, Alejandra. That looks really good. Nice. Okay. All right. Oh, I like that, Camila. That's really nice. Oh, I like all the different colors. Nice. How we doing, Edgar? Oh, nice. We're doing all one color. Nice. Okay. Adriana? Good. All right. And Castro, how we doing over there? Nice. Okay. Nice. Nice. Oh, nice job, Alejandro. That looks great. Okay, friends. So keep going, wrapping it around. I'm gonna kind of hold on a little bit because I want to make sure that we all start doing the top at the same time. The top of your piñata. So if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns or ideas, unmute yourself and let me know what's on your mind. I like the one that's all one color. That's really cool. I like that. And then I mean, I'm sure you could use different types of paper, like gift wrap paper. We could recycle that and use that too. I think that would be really cool too, because it would have, especially if it has a pattern on the gift wrap paper. What else can we do? We could probably do a paper bag. You probably use a paper bag as well. Newspaper, pretty much any type of paper that you're able to do this with, with. All right, friends. Can I move forward to do the top? Everybody good? Yes? All right. Thank you, Alejandra. Adriana, thank you. Camila, thank you. Edgar, thanks. Okay. All right. So for the top, it's basically the same thing, but we're gonna go up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay. So the strips on this ones are going to be smaller, okay? All right, so we're gonna cut. I think I still have a little bit here. Okay, yeah, I'll use this. Okay, so for this guy, we're basically gonna cover the top like so, but we're gonna start from the end, okay? And we're gonna work our way up. Like that, okay? We're gonna go up and down, up and down. All right, so I'm gonna start from the tail right here. I'm gonna add a little bit of glue. And then I'm gonna glue it. And when you guys are doing this, if you find that you want to do it a little differently, that's okay. As an artist, sometimes you start with an idea and at the end it evolves to something else. And that's also good too. Here, and then I'm gonna add the other one. And so for the same thing here, you want to make sure that the paper overlaps. And you want to make sure it overlaps and the French is kind of like on top of each other. Okay, that's one. And then I would say probably you need about 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 strips or 5 strips of the paper for the top of on the top of the body. Cut this. So this is what it looks like. So I got 1, 2, 3 little strips right there. I'm gonna turn it inside. All right, so we still have a couple. I think I'll probably just add one more. So maybe 4. Okay. All right, so then, and then when you guys are cutting the paper here, you want to make sure that it's kind of like straight all the way across when you guys are cutting, layering the paper here on the top of the body. Okay, so here, and then here. Let me know if you guys have any questions or if I'm going too fast. I've done this one a couple times, so I feel like I've just gotten faster by doing it. But if you guys need me to slow down, or if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask on the chat, or you could just unmute yourself and let me know. All right. Oh, nice. Nice, Alejandra. Can you flip it so I can see the top of the piñata? Nice, okay. So yeah, just keep going around. And nobody has questions. All right. Okay. So everybody good? Can I keep moving forward? Anybody has questions? Okay. All right. All right. So okay. All right, friends. Oh, nice job, Edgar. That looks good. I like that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna keep going. Are you guys good? If I move forward? Okay. So I'm gonna start doing the head. The head is pretty much the same idea. You want to make sure that you move from the top across. And then for the head, you're probably gonna need 2 layers all the way around, and then 1 for the ears. Okay. And then when we do the ears, you want to make sure that you do the same thing, but you want to make sure that you do them separately. So you want to do one ear first and then the other ear. Okay. Because if you do it all the way across, it's just the ears are gonna disappear, and we're not gonna be able to see them. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna cut my paper. All right. All right. So we're gonna measure We're gonna measure again. So all the measurements here for the French of the piñata, they're all an inch thick, and then you cut half an inch in. All right, so there we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I would like to check in with everybody before I start doing the head to make sure that everybody's good. So if you're Camila, can I see yours? Oh, nice, Camila. Let me see the other side. Nice. Oh, I like that. Nice. Nice. Okay. Good job, Alejandra. That looks great too. Just keep going so we can finish the top. Edgar, you look good. And then Adriana, how are we doing over there? Good? Okay. And then Castro, good? Nice. Nice. Okay. Now we're going to do the head. So the head is the same thing. You're going to cut the paper an inch and go and then cut an inch in. So inch wide, and then we're going to cut an inch in. So I'm going to go ahead. I mean, I like to eyeball it. It's basically you're cutting half of the inch in. So go ahead and do that. All right. Okay, and then for the head, we're just gonna need two layers going all the way across around. Okay, so I'll probably put one here and then maybe the other one just a little bit on the top, just because the back of the head is a little more wider. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of my glue. All right. And then I want to make sure that for the head, I have a little bit of French like showing under, like, you know, overlapping with the body too. So don't forget about that, okay? And then I'm gonna take it around. And there. And then I'm gonna take it around here. And then on the second layer, you want to make sure they push the paper up so you cover all the toilet paper, okay? So here. Okay, and then here. And then when you guys are cutting your strips, make sure that you always end at a corner. So it looks a little more, it just looks cleaner. Let's split a little bit. Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna push the paper, the French up a little bit, so I have the nice texture on the piñata. And then you guys could do for the entire body. Just kind of push the French up, so you get the nice little texture all the way around. It also feels good, actually. And then the same thing on this side too. Just push it up. I think this piece needs to be re-glued right there, just a little bit. And on the side too. Okay, so we have to cover the top of the head right here because we don't want to expose. And then we're gonna do the ears, and then we're just gonna do the tail at the end, and then we'll add a little tie, and then we'll be, and our piñata will be done. Okay. So for the top of the head right here, it's gonna be the same thing how we did the body, the top of the body. We're just gonna go all the way across, back and forth. Okay. All right. So for the top of the head, the head actually, sorry. We're probably just gonna add 2 strips. So I'm gonna add one from one corner to the other side. So we could cover this slot right here. I'm gonna add a little bit of glue. And then glue my paper. Add the other one on the other side. And then glue it, and then I'm gonna cut it. And then for here, make sure that you put the paper underneath the fringe, okay? Don't put it on top. So I'm gonna layer it. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the paper because it's a little too long for me. So make sure you put it underneath the fringe. Let me just okay. Brenda, how's our time?
Sorry, we are at 3:38 p.m.
Oh, all right, thank you. How's everybody doing, guys? Good, okay. Thank you, Alejandra. Anybody have any questions? I just did the top of the head right here. It's basically the same thing that we did with the body. You want to make sure that you have 2 little strips of paper and that they're both layered, but you want to make sure that the fringe is on top. So if it's easier for you, start from the tip of the head at your first layer and then at the second one in the back, or you could do it the other way around. Whatever is easier for you, but you got to make sure that the fringe is on top, okay? And so then the last step that we have, we got to do the ears, and the same thing, just how we did the legs, we're going to do the ears. You got to do them individually. And for this one, you just need one layer of newspaper. So I'm going to grab one that I have already cut right here. And then, yeah, so you just need one. So you want to make sure that you cover the tip of the ears, and then you're going to go all the way around. And a little bit of paper there, a little bit of glue. Yeah. And then the inside is going to be a little tricky because it's smaller. Like the between the ears is smaller. But you could just push the paper down and it'll work. I think I'm going to do a second layer on the ears. I thought I was going to do one, but I think I would like 2 instead. So I'm going to go ahead and modify that and make 2. But you could do 1 or 2. It's up to your liking. I just want it to be a little more fluffy and fuller, so I'm gonna add 2 layers. And a lot of these, like once you're working on your piñata and you're like, okay, yeah, maybe I should add another layer, you can make those calls, like, you know, make those decisions yourself according to what you have going on. I think I'm gonna trim the top of this paper right here. All right, and then I'm gonna do the second one. I'm gonna cut the strip. Yeah, when you're working on the smaller areas of the piñata, it's better to cut like smaller pieces of the newspaper or paper that you're working with. It's just they're just easier to handle. Okay. Oops. And then I'm gonna go around. So remember that the ears are just gonna be just how we did the legs. That's how the ears are gonna go. The same steps that we took to do the feet. We're gonna do the ears. All right, I'm just gonna trim this one real quick. Okay. And then once you do your entire piñata, sometimes you have to push the feet in a little bit so he could stand up, or she. So your piñata could stand up. I'm just gonna trim this on top so they're both kind of nice and even. All right, so we have, at this point, we just have 2 more steps. We're gonna do the tail, and then we're just gonna add the string, and then we'll be done. All right, Edgar, that looks great. Really good. Oh, Camila, that's really nice. Oh, I like the colors, the purple, the blue. Are those your favorite colors, Camila? Yes? Nice. Alejandro, how are we doing over there? Oh, nice. I like that. Keep going. Yes. Edgar, I think you're good, right? Good. Okay. Adriana, you're good? Yes? Okay. And Castro, how are we doing over there? Oh, nice. All right. Good job. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to do the tail. The tail's pretty easy. We're basically going to roll. You want to cut. So this is a newspaper, right? And we're basically going to roll of, we're going to cut a square of the newspaper. And for this, I mean, it could be as long as you want or thick as you want. But I'm going to cut, a 4-inch square, okay? Let me make sure I have a square here. Where's my fold? So cut a 4-inch square or eyeball it, that's fine. So 4-inch square for the tail. Actually, I'm sorry, let's do 3. I think 4 is too long. All right, so we're gonna cut a 4-inch square. I'm sorry, not 4, 3-inch. So we're basically gonna roll up so you're gonna cut a strip of paper like this, right? And then it's 3 inches thick, okay? It could be as long as you want. This one, the one that I have right now, it's about 10.5. It doesn't have to be that technical, but basically you're just gonna cut a strip of paper. I would say no more than like 12 inches. I would say probably 12 inches could be the max. This one's 8, okay? And then it's 3 inches wide. And basically, I'm gonna fold it, and I'm just gonna roll it like a straw. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, we're gonna let's cut the French because it's probably gonna be easier to do it this way. So I'm gonna kind of just fold it like this, and then I'm gonna cut half an inch in on one side of the paper. Okay, half an inch in. Okay, and then we're basically gonna roll it like a straw, I guess, or sushi, I guess. And then you want to make sure that you fluff the tip of the French, so it's nice and like, so you have this kind of like a duster, kind of, you know, it's like a little duster. And make sure you glue the end. Oops. So here's my little duster, and then I'm gonna add glue right here. And if you're using Elmer's glue, you might have to just kind of hold it for a couple seconds there. So it looks like a little broom. Right, like a little broom. And then so this is gonna be the tail, okay? All right. So yeah, so you want to make sure you push it back so you have your little broom nice and fluff. Like so. Okay. And then we're gonna glue it in. So the tail's gonna go through this little opening right there. So what I like to do, I like to kind of fold it halfway, like an L shape, like this. And then we're gonna add glue right here, and this is how much is gonna be glued inside. So I'm gonna add glue to the part that I folded. And then you're gonna slip it through the opening of the piñata, and then just gonna press it up so the glue, so you glue it on top of the paper, or the paper roll, I should say. And then you just kind of fluff it up, and then you get your tail right there. All right. Does anybody have any questions, concerns, comments? Oh, I think it froze. All right.
Okay, we have somebody in the comments that asked, can you go over the tail again?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do it one more time. Okay. So you're gonna take a piece of your paper, newspaper, or whatever paper you're using, and then we're gonna fold it in half, and then we're just gonna cut a 3-inch wide. Okay. So I'm gonna get my my ruler. I'm using the ruler just for measurements, but if you guys want to eyeball it, that's fine. So I'm just doing about 3 inches wide. I'm gonna cut it. It froze a little bit. All right. Okay, can you guys hear me? Because I think the camera froze. I'm
We
not
can
sure.
hear you. Yeah, the camera's a little laggy.
Okay, good. Because I'm looking at the camera up and it's like, okay. So I cut 3 inches wide and we're using, I would say half of the paper, like half of a sheet, like this much. I know that the connection's kind of, it keeps freezing, but so I'm gonna leave it there for a minute. So I cut 2 of these. These are 3 inches wide and 5 inches long. Like I said, you could eyeball this. As long as you have a 3-inch width, that's fine. And then we're gonna fold it in half, and then we're gonna cut about half an inch in again on one end of the paper. Okay. So we're here, and then we're just gonna roll it up like a. We're gonna roll it up really tightly all the way around. Like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna glue my ends, okay, because I want to make sure it stays nice and tight. So I'm gonna glue those. I'm gonna glue it again because I have another layer right here that didn't go all the way across, but that's fine. Just gotta make sure that you get them glue and they're nice and tight. Okay. So you're basically making like a baby broom, like a little escoba. Like a little escoba like this. And then you're gonna fluff the end that you cut all the little French. You're gonna cut it and then just kind of pull the paper back so it's kind of opens up. Like so. Like a little escoba. So if you need measurements, this is about so it's the whole paper was 3 inches wide, and this is about 2.5 right here. Just the regular stick. And then you fluff the end, and then you're gonna fold it in half like this, and you're gonna create like an L shape. Like so. And then I'm gonna put it on, and then, so this is my piñata. I'm gonna use this one because this one doesn't, because I already glued the other one on the other. Let me go this way. And then right here, so this is my piñata, right? Right here, remember how there's a little opening right here? You're gonna flatten this end, so it's easier for you to slip it in, and you're gonna put the glue on top. And then when you glue it, you're basically gonna glue it like this, but inside. So you wanna make sure that you slip it in there slowly with your glue. And then you it's glued on, and then that's pretty much it. And then you get your little tail there. Does anybody have another question? Was that helpful? Are you guys good? Did that help? Do I need to repeat the steps? Or does anybody need any steps for me to repeat them? Okay, we're almost done. We're almost done. We're just gonna add one more thing, and then And then I want to take a screenshot of everybody with their piñata. So before you head out, please don't leave. Okay. All right, I'm gonna check in with everybody before I do the. How we doing, Camila? How are you doing?
Oscar, we're
Camila?
at 3:55.
Yes. Okay, we're almost done. Okay. Nice. Okay, so we're have about 5 minutes. String real quickly, and then I would like to take a screenshot of everybody's piñata. So we're just gonna cut a string, right? Just make sure you have a nice long loop. This is about 6 inches. I'm gonna cut it. And then you want to make sure that you slip it between the ears, one of the ears, right? So you're gonna slip your ribbon or string, and then you're just gonna slip it in there and make a little knot. And then that's it. And then that's your piñata.